What's going on, guys? Today I am back with another H.A.T format replay review for you guys. If you're interested in sending in your H.A.T format replays, you can go down to the video description and find out all the information on how to send those in. Anyways, I should have a very interesting match for you today. I'm told we have NAWCQ8900 here on Volatile Artifact versus L Dragon, who is going to be on Jurrac Ninja Traptrix. So two very awkward, weird decks. So I always like seeing these kind of more rogue option decks go at it. So let's get straight into this. This should be very interesting. It looks like Nico here will be the one starting it out. Opening hands, we see Evolusar Volcano, Evolusar Serrato, Soul Charge, Compulse, and Sanctum. And the opponent has Forbidden Lance, Fiendish Chain, Compulse, Jurrac, Guaiba, and Duality. I'll probably have to go over a lot of cards as they come up, but let's get straight into it, and we'll deal with that when we get to it. Here they see a copy of Duality. They go Duality, revealing another Serrato, a Beagle Tack, and an Ignition, taking the Ignition, putting the other ones back. And here they summon Serrato and set the Ignition, Sanctum, and Compulse and pass it over to L Dragon, who draws a copy of Fiendish Chain. They're going to start with their Duality as well, revealing Bottomless, Mermail, and Maxi. They take the Mermail, use the effect, and add the Bottomless, just skipping a few steps there so they don't have to shuffle everything back or whatever. And then they go and set all the back row. They go to end phase, Ignition is activated, popping the Fiendish Chain here, setting a Moral Tack. They then go Sanctum for Beagle Tack. Beagle Tack can then pop the Moral Tack. The Moral Tack will summon back and then pop the Mermail over to Nico, who draws another copy of Ignition. They're going to summon Volcano, overlay both for a copy of Logia. Obviously, this card's basically just a walking Solemn Judgment. I'll go over it just in case someone doesn't know what this does, but it needs 2 level 4 dinosaur monsters. When a monsters would be normal or special summoned, or a spell or trap card's activated, detach 2 materials from this card, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy it. So very powerful card here. L Dragon goes Bottomless, which is going to force out the Logia negate, and then they can overlay the Moral Tack and the Beagle Tack for a Pleiades. They say it's good, they go to battle phase. They do a lot of damage here. Main phase 2, set the Ignition and pass it over. Here, L Dragon gets a copy of Magic Planter. This card's really good, especially when you're playing cards like Fiendish Chain. It's basically you send a face-up continuous trap card you control to the graveyard, draw 2 cards. It's also really good with the dead ninja transformations. I know we haven't seen any ninjas yet, but if they are on the ninjas, this would make a lot of sense. Here they go summon Guaiba. They say it's good. They go to attack the Logia. The Pleiades is activated. Obviously, they don't want the Guaiba triggering that says if this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can special summon 1 Jurrac monster with 1700 or less attack from your deck, but it cannot declare an attack this turn. Obviously, if this is being summoned and attacking in, you know your opponent probably has something like the Lance here, which is why they're using the Constellar here to bounce it. And Fiendish Chain is activated, so the Compulse is then chain, making sure that this does not get its effect off. L Dragon's thinking, they let it go through. No reason to waste the Lance there, because it's still gonna, the attack still goes through, so you would just lose your monster and all your card advantage there. So they are gonna set the Planner and pass turn. Here, Ignition is activated, popping the Fiendish. Interesting now that I think about that they didn't use it there. I guess they really just wanted to bait as much back row as they possibly could, which they definitely did. But here, activating the Ignition on the Fiendish, the Compulse is chained to bounce the Pleiades. Still setting the Moral Tack, and over to Nico, who gets a copy of Double Cyclone. Really good when you just set a Moral Tack and have no way to pop it. They go Soul Charge for Serrato, Volcano, Beagle Tack, and Moral Tack, so big play. If there was a Torrential there, now would be the time to use it, but unfortunately we know they don't have it. Paying 4,000, and they'll probably do it all over again. Yep, another Logia, another Pleiades. They say it's good, set 1, pass. Here, L Dragon gets their copy of Soul Charge. Summon the Guaiba. They're gonna Yeah, and that's enough to scoop it up. It makes sense. They just had so much advantage there. Crazy game one from Nico here. Now, Eldragon will get to start this one out. Opening hands, we see Fire Hand, Evolusar Volcano, Evolatile Westlow, Beagletack, and Ice Hand. So I guess they are on the hands as well, or maybe they just sided them in. I don't know. And Eldragon here has Fiendish Chain, Trap Hole. Very weird to see that. Though I will say in the past, early days back in 2014, I was also playing that with the Mermelios and stuff for a short period of time. Maxi and Breakthrough skill. And they draw a Compulse for turn, setting a lot of back row, holding one Fiendish Chain just in case a lot comes down. They also have the Maxi, which is good. Nico gets a copy of Torrential. They go Summon Ice Hand. They say it's good. Set some back row and attack. Weird to set the back row first there. Maybe they were considering not attacking at first and just summoning it. But I guess, yeah, setting back row here is weird. The attack goes through, pass it over, and Eldragon gets a copy of Guaiba, so very good draw there. Summon Guaiba. Nico says it's fine, attack. They use the effect. They go to pop the Breakthrough, but then this triggers and summoning another Guaiba, and then the Fire Hand is summoned here. Main phase 2, summoning a Dalka of their own. So Battle of the Dragons or Dinosaurs, whatever you want to say. Torrential is then activated. Fire Hand doesn't float. It shouldn't have probably before. Setting Fiendish Chain and passing. Here, Nico gets a copy of Debunk. Sets the Westlow that has a flip effect that when it's flipped, you special summon a Evolusor monster from your deck, and usually the Evolusors all get effects when summoned off of the Evolatiles. Passing it over to Eldragon, who gets a copy of Rhoda, using Rhoda to get Hanzo, summoning Hanzo, using the effect to get a transformation card, or a ninjutsu art, I should say. Adding the ninjutsu art to transformation that says activate this card by tributing a face-up ninja monster, special summon one beast, warrior, or one beast, wing beast, or insect, my bad, from your hand or deck whose level is less than or equal to the level of the tributed monster had on the field, +3. When this card leaves the field, destroy that monster. Quite a mouthful of stuff going on there. Setting it and passing it over to Nico, who gets a copy of Duality, goes for Duality, revealing Diplo, Bottomless, and Debunk. Taking the Bottomless here, and shuffling the rest back. They then set Firehand, set Bottomless, pass, over to Eldragon, who gets a Super Transformation. We'll go over that in a bit. Here, Nico draws a Diplo. Did they, let me just double check that they shuffled the deck there. Duality, set Firehand. Oh, yep, they shuffled. Just making sure, because that was revealed off of the Duality, obviously. Setting the copy of Volcano and passing. Here, Eldragon gets a copy of Debunk. Here, Nico gets a copy of Evo Singularity. This card is so good. It says, target an Evolatile monster and one Evolusor in your graveyard. Special summon one Evolusor Xyz monster from your extra deck, and if you do, attach those monsters to it as material. So it's just it's basically so good, especially as the game gets later and later. It's a free Logia, Dalka, or Solda. Setting Diplo, setting Singularity, passing. No one wants to make a move here. Eldragon draws a Traptrix, Trapple, Nightmare, and just passes. Nico draws a Compulse. Sets the Compulse, passes. Nico gets a copy, or Dragon gets a copy of Lance, passes. Nico gets a Soul Charge. Flips Westlow, that gets met with Max C, chaining Debunk. The Max C wouldn't get banished here, just as a reference. I don't know if they'll catch it after that other thing, but regardless, it gets negated. Here, Diplo summon, which because it was summoned off of the Evolatile, they'll get to pop a back row, a spell or trap card the opponent controls. Using the effect, that gets met with a copy of Fiendish Chain. Flipping Volcano, that gets met with a Trap Hole. Your opponent normal or flips. Okay, so yeah, that does work, funny enough. They say it's good. Here they flip the other Diplo. Misclicks. They're gonna Xyz summon here, it looks like. Maybe? Oh no, they're doing on summon. They're gonna go for the ninjutsu art, which, yeah, they're gonna tribute the Hanzo and then summon a beast, wing beast, or insect. Maybe a Mermelio or something. Oh no, they can go for this. Yeah, because this is level 7. The Dark Samorg that basically says, let me see here. Your opponent cannot set cards. So that's, monsters or spell or traps, but, they did have the bottomless. So that might just force that out, which it does. And then here they overlay the 2 Diplos for Logia, giving them some protection here. That gets met with Compulse. They're going to chain the Logia to protect it, flip Fire Hand, and go to battle. They didn't use a Soul Charge, right? Why do I feel like I saw a Soul Charge somewhere? Oh, it's in their hand. I'm out of it at this point. So going and pushing for some damage. All of it going through. Oh, nope. They Fiendish the Fire Hand to save them on a little bit of life here. And over to Eldragon, who gets a copy of Mermail. Summon Mermail, use the effect. They say it's good, adding a bottomless of their own. Going to attack over Westlow. That works. Then setting a bottomless. Here in the end phase, they're going to go for Singularity. Bringing back the Westlow and Diplo to then go into a Logia. How many Logias is that? Oh, maybe I was just thinking the last game, but yeah, another Logia drawing a Serato for turn. And Eldragon scoops it up here. They had the bottomless, which wasn't going to do anything here. Yeah, none of this back row really did anything into this board. Wow, so yeah, Nico takes it. Not entirely sure. Also, maybe they honestly did have more plays here, because looking back at it, they did have the breakthrough, so they could have banished the breakthrough for the Logia, and then minimally, like something here can attack over with one of the lances. You have a little bit of back row, but at that rate, they could probably just beat over it, plus they had the Compulse just to bounce. So, maybe they weren't getting out of it, but anyways, very cool matchup. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like on this video, comment any questions or videos you want to see in the future, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell to get notified anytime I put a new video out, share this video with your friends, and don't forget to go down to the video description to find out how to send in your hat format replays. But anyways, guys, I will see you in the next video.